Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening or next day, but it's morning here in Clearwater time, Eastern time in Vermont. Oh, oh. Sorry, I forgot to mute my phone. I was trying to keep an eye on the chat. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Um, Thanks for joining me. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time, so in the morning, and I just wanted to check in with you. I had a really nice time hanging out with you yesterday morning, and I know that it is ungodly time in the West Coast, but hopefully, people will, start to file in. So, hello, hello. So good to see everybody coming in. Liz Ferris, hi, sweetheart. Good morning. Oh my God, you are an early bird. What is it, 7 a.m. there? Well, thanks for coming and dropping in and grab your coffee. Today, my mug says, "If found in microwave, please return to mom." So remember that, Liz. Hey, you come to visit me, you find coffee in the microwave, it's me. It's me. Mhm. So, good to see everybody. Freezing a project morning, I'm at work. Yeah, the darn work. Well, thanks for popping in. Good evening from Perth, Australia. Oh my god. That is awesome. I love it. I like this time of day because you get the West Coast girls, and then you get like the UK people and all the people in between and Australians. Oh, it's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. Davlin 88. Hey you. Hey you. Good to see you. What else we have? Relax Llama Drama. I love that name. That's so cool. Hi, Marilyn. Good afternoon from Denmark. Wow, Denmark. Amazing. Selena Kaimar. It's good morning. It's 3 p.m. here. Okay. For a second, I thought you were going to say 3 a.m. and be like, what are you doing? Awake. Morning, Ann. SPTV fan. Oh, that rhymes. I like a good rhyme, everybody. Uh, the cornier, the better. So I named this little morning chat, morning musings, because been musing and reflecting on a lot of things. So just thought I'd call it morning musings with Marilyn, like the three triple M, like triple C. Yeah, because I've been called corny, so I'm gonna own it because I am very, very, very corny. That's Selena. That's such a funny mug slogan. It's perfect. Yeah, it pretty much defines me. I've always got a cup of coffee going. So yeah. Lone Dinosaur 13. Hey, love. Just finished Liz's book a second ago. Oh my God. Yeah, don't give anything away because I'm just in a few chapters. I gotta get on that because it's a great book. Your I can't pronounce pronunciation, but I can pronounce Selena Kaimar. Um, Pronunciation of my name is great, by the way. And just want to let you guys know, she might have popped up already, but I spy with my little eye. The beautiful and illustrious Penny 5A is in the house. So I'm going to put a heart in the chat for my Penny girl. A sparkly heart. Oh, there she is. She popped up. Hey, everyone. I called you out, girl. Selma Van Slytenhorst. Good afternoon, Marilyn. Well, good afternoon to you, Selma. Good to see everyone. Cat Jack. Some of the smoke has cleared in my part of Canada. Finally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I won't complain because, I'm not in Canada, but we did we did get it too. There she is. There she is, Miss America. All right. Hi, sweetie. I'm Penny, I'm just extending the invitation. If at any point, you wanna pop in, you are more than welcome. Everyone's saying, "Hey, 5A." Yeah. Nancy. Okay. Let me read this first. Last name pronounced Stitchin. Oh, okay. Marilyn, I utilized some of your cult leader toolbox videos in my home church this past Sunday. Keep fighting the good fight. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. I'm sorry, I got a little bit emotional because I'm just really happy that someone watched it and got something out of it. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. And I'm glad. I'm so glad it helped. And I will. We all will, right? We're all fighting the good fight together, you know, in many different ways. And of course, we'll reflect on what happened yesterday. Wow. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. I just want to, as people come in, just greet everybody. And let's see, we got Penny. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, please, everyone. That would be awesome. Cat Jack popped on quick before yoga class. Yeah, great. Well, good morning and have a nice yoga class. I think when I was younger, I would have liked to do it. I probably couldn't. I couldn't handle yoga now, but when I could, it was um, it was considered I won't say evil. Well, yeah, it was considered evil in my church, and even when I was younger in the more mainstream church, anything that could be construed as new age with any type of meditation, anything basically from the east. I mean, the Middle East or the East is just was considered bad. But it's funny how different religions have similar practices. No, not bad ones like meditation, prayer, and all that. But if someone else does it and calls it something else, nope. And yoga is stretching and exercise and centering yourself. I think it's wonderful. My um, mother-in-law did yoga till she was like 80, I think. She lived to 91. And even at 91, she was doing really well. And then one day, not one day, but over a course of a few years or months, she just decided that she was done. And you know, she didn't do anything to herself, but I think her body just was like, okay, okay, Bing. They called her Bing, which is a really good name for her. But she did yoga up until, yeah, towards the end. It was amazing. BJ's Critters. Good morning, Marilyn. Try chair yoga. There are a bunch of YouTube videos. Okay, I'll put that on my list because I got quite the YouTube list. I was I don't know if this was a mistake or not, but about an hour ago, I finished. Well, I didn't finish listening to it because I didn't quite get through all of it. But Serge's video where he was reading the victim impact statements. See, I can't even barely get out the title, let alone talk about it. But yeah, it was just. I got to the part where one of the Jane Does said that I forgive you, and she said, you're not my burden to bear anymore. And oh my God, yeah, it was just I was just paralyzed. I mean, I had so many emotions that I couldn't I couldn't express them. I couldn't get them out, and then I did, and then I had to put my makeup on. But oh my God, yeah, those women, what they went through, and words can't express. I mean, they did an amazing job of painting the picture of the damage that was done, and I felt like they were speaking for not only sorry, not only themselves, but all the victims of, Scientology, of SA, and in general, um, so many of us have had something like that happen to us, and, yeah, it was just a monumental day. Um, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. I don't like the mob mentality of people being like, "Yeah, do this to him. I hope he blah blah blah." I won't even say it, but it's R worded. I don't have any wishes for that to happen to him, and that's what one of the Jane Does said was, "I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. What you did to me." And it wasn't just the act, it was also the aftermath of it still going on today, you know? So, just they call it a victim impact statement. They are impacted for the rest of their lives, and they've done the work to heal, to begin to heal, but it's an ongoing process, and this was a big milestone in their healing, I would think, because they saw some amount of justice, so some amount of vindication, someone saying, "I hear you, I believe you, and you know, we're going to do something about it." Finally, finally. So I'm sure we'll talk more about it, but I just wanted to sorry, cat Jack. I'm making sure I'm feeling strong before I listen. Yes. Yeah, definitely remember self-care and take caution if you need to, you know, listen in little bits or not at all or yeah. Selena Kaimar, we've got you, Marilyn. Thank you, Selena, and we've got each other, right? We all have each other. Yeah. Selma, I want to hug you right now, Marilyn. Thank you. And I am a hugger. I would totally hug back. I don't know if we can say the C word, the COVID word. But during the pandemonium, as as Poe would say, it was so hard for me because I'm definitely a hugger. And I'm so glad that we're all here for each other and for the Jane Does. And oh, yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Serge's video was so touching. Yeah, it really was. I mean, the way he reads and he feels it and he pauses and looks at the camera, doesn't it just go right through you? I I wish that hopefully someday this will happen. This is my dream, is that he would stand before Congress and address them over what the government has allowed, what law enforcement has allowed, what other religions have allowed, because they're so worried about the quote slippery slope that they'll even come out in defense of Scientology. They're indefensible, and this is just wrong. It's just wrong. So, poet. Good afternoon. Well, you're saying good afternoon, Selena, but I'm just clicking. Thank you, everyone. Cat Jack, I'm heading to the yarn store today. Oh, thank goodness. A little bit of and that makes me happy. Thank goodness for comic relief. But it's not comic relief. We take our yarn seriously, don't we, Cat Jack? Yeah. Betsy. Thank you, Betsy Sue. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being you. Big hugs. Thank you, Betsy Sue. You guys are all awesome. I mean, I'm just glad you're here. I'm just glad you're here and we can all um, process together. And yeah, it was just a big day yesterday. Choctaw Nation Princess. Hey, Princess. Hello, sweet Marilyn and the crew here. Hello, sweet princess. Everyone's saying hi to everybody. I love that. I love that. Everybody's saying hi to Poet. He's the rock star. He's an all-star. Hey now, you're an all-star. Oh, this is interesting. From a poet, the proof for my collection came in yesterday. Yes, I'm probably going on with Liz Gale next week to talk about it and other stuff. Yeah, awesome. Let us know, poet. That's amazing. Super happy for you. We all celebrate our wins together, right? Right. Relax, llama drama. I don't wish anything bad happens to him, but I do hope he wakes up and realizes that life isn't just Scientology and that he can't just hide behind his cult. Right. Right. In the real world, there are consequences for your actions. And how about the live stream that Mike and Leah did last night? That was wow, that was awesome. And Leah was right there in the courtroom, and she said while she was not concentrating on him during the impact statements, she was there for the Jane Does. But she said that when the judge was speaking, there was just zero emotion, zero remorse. You know, he was just stone cold, and he is stone cold. And I agree with you. I do think that he wakes up. I mean, I do hope that he wakes up. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. Really, really hope he does. Oh, Penny's got some starred. Yeah. Selena Kaimauer, can I just say, SPTV crew have been great in the comments sections on videos about Danny's sentencing, helping correct the facts and calling out DM supporters. Yes. Yeah. Everyone's been great about that, and also just the watchers too. I mean, there were 10,000 people watching, or maybe 12,000, something like that, watching Aaron yesterday during his live, and I think there was something like 6 or 7 watching Leah and Mike, and all the comments. And I checked it this morning with Leah and Mike's live. I think Mike got something like 60 something thousand views, and Leah had like 30 something thousand. So that's 100,000 views. 100,000. Pre-Xeno project, I've got only one earbud in, and I was like, how is yogurt evil? Oh, yoga. Oh my god, that made my day. That is so funny. I don't know. I don't think yogurt's evil, but Duncan does. He doesn't like it. My husband hates yogurt. He doesn't like anything that's like he calls it, you know, curdled. Like, I don't like anything that's already gone bad. I'm like, no, it's just age. No. Anyways, did get him to eat cheese though. I was like, we're gonna be married. I gotta have my cheese. I'm sorry. Gotta have cheese. Gotta have cheese. And I'm hoping that, speaking of food, I'm hoping that Sinfully Good, Sin, comes into the chat at some point because we're doing a live. She invited Clearwater Chad and I on her channel later. So just one sec. I gotta get a sip of water and clear my throat for a sec. Oh, one thing about doing these morning streams is I get well, frog in my throat. Selma, so I was looking at the Dutch news this morning for the DM conviction, and there barely was any real piece on it. Hmm. Yeah, that's too bad. Well, that's the beauty of the internet, right? Can get lots of new news. Oh, here we go. See, I didn't know he was listening. Then as soon as he heard me talk about him, Duncan Honig, how do you know when moldy cheese has gone bad? Um, well, your father used to just lop the mold off of it and eat it. I mean, unless it's blue cheese, if it's moldy, I usually throw it away. I know. What do you guys think? Oh, he's just being a wise guy. He's just heckling me. Hey, go chop some wood or something. uh, too funny. Choctaw Nation Princess. Darvo was deployed and Judge Almeida was not having it and called Danny out. Absolutely. I forgot the name, what the acronym is. You guys can put it in the chat. My brain cells. I need to drink some more coffee, but yeah. Right. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. Absolutely. Yep. Well, he can do that all he wants, but yeah, Omeda was not having it. Oh my God, she's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. Some of the things that I remember, that the different creators that she said was like, something like $450,000 or $400,000. That's a lot of money to pay for something you quote didn't do, you know, and um, I think Aaron said, she just looked him straight in the eye and said, "I know you think you didn't do anything wrong, but ugh, it's just it's just sickening and crazy and sad and unbelievable that he just thought he could get away with it." And something that sorry, my husband's heckling me again. Um, what was I saying? All right, I'm just gonna put it up because he just destroyed my train of thought. Duncan Hone, too hot to chop wood, but heckling is low impact exercise. Yeah, because he spent 6 hours in the waves at the beach the other day, and, he and his brother are like little kids. They go like, was it body surfing? And, honey, you might be getting a little too old for that, but he's pretty exhausted. Of course, he got home from, Maine and New Hampshire, and the dogs wanna play. This is crazy. Ugh. Get back in the garden and chop some wood. Yeah, you give it to him. You give it to him. I love it, love it. That's so funny. Cheryl Texicana, I thank God for that judge. Oh, yes. Yes. And she said, that it wasn't up to her, as far as the, uh, consecutive sentences versus what's the other word? Is it congruent? Something like that. She said, "It's not up to me. This is the law. But if it were up to me, this is what you would be doing anyways. I wouldn't basically I wouldn't have mercy on you because, he didn't show it. I'm adding this as a I'm adding to her words, but you know, he didn't show mercy. He did not show any mercy on on women. So I'm just gonna call you princess. Is that okay? Because that's a lot of words for early in the morning for me. I was super impressed by the judge understanding Scientology and Yes, she did. Yeah, that was awesome about paying 400,000 for something he didn't do. Right, right. And the fact that she was, basically looked straight at him and said, "I know that you think you didn't do anything wrong." Like she does understand narcissism, and who knows? I'm willing to bet that maybe she had a brush with a narcissist. Just because you're a judge with a high highly esteemed position doesn't mean that you haven't been through some shit, right? So, you know, maybe Danny reminds her of someone in her in her past, right? So, oh, there he is. Denver Steve-O. Um, sorry, Denver, I did watch some of your replay this morning, but I gotta watch, Xenu Nation from last night. I heard it was the best stream of 2023. Chad Clearwater Chad said it was It was, the best live stream ever, definitely of 2023. So, definitely watch it. He had Liz he had, my Liz. I got 2 Lizes. We all got 2 Lizes. Liz Ferris was on with him, and, I definitely gotta watch that, but yeah, Duncan came home after a few days of being gone, and I made and we'll get into this later. Y'all gotta hop over at 2 o'clock Eastern to, see, Sin's channel, and she had, dedicated a recipe for steak marsala to Duncan and I because she asked me what we like to eat, and I said, "Well, Duncan likes meat and potatoes, but I like kind of fancy food. I like to do something with a flourish." So she said, "This is your recipe." So she said, "Duncan can eat meat and potatoes, and you can set booze on fire." And I was like, "Yeah, that works. That totally works." So that's what we did last night, and yeah, so we had a very nice dinner and play with the puppies and watch some Star Trek. That's what Duncan wanted to watch. And then, I was gonna see, some of Xeno Nation, but then a certain phone rang, so sorry. Sorry about that, Steve-O. Um, Marilyn, you can call me anything you want. I adore you, hon. I adore you too. Thank you, princess. There's 2 princesses now. There's Princess V, which is, Vanessa from Degraded Daughters, and there is, Choctaw Nation princess. You're my princesses. Oh, am I missing people? Oh, thank you, Penny, I guess. Oh, jeez. All hail Marilyn. All hail Steve-O, little bro, and Duncan. Of course, Duncan. Yeah, of course. The guys the guys like Duncan. They like to gang up on me, especially Poe on the go. Concurrent. Okay, I think I got it. Did I get it right? I don't remember. All right, thank you. Concurrent is together. So if he had served the 2 15-year sentences, minimum 15-year sentences together, it would have been 15 years. Instead, he got, both, but as I stand corrected on this, as I was, saying he got 30 years to life, he actually got a life sentence with, the stipulation that he can't even he won't be up for parole for 30 years. So it's a life sentence, and you know if he's lucky, he might be able to stand before a parole board in 30 years, which he'll be what, 77. So yep. Oh, I know he was gonna lop onto that. Ring ring. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Let me look up. I saw somebody. Oh, there he is. Hey, Bo. Good morning. Good morning, Bo. Hey, if you ever wanna talk about cults, let me know. You can email me. I think I might even have a little banner thing. Oh, here it is. At coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. I tried to keep it simple because the Facebook group is Coffee Cults and Crafts. My email's Coffee Cults and Crafts. This is Coffee Cults and Crafts. And I did a really corny thing, I like triple C, and, Duncan has a little, I don't know if it's a blog or something on Facebook, and his is triple R. It's like rantings, revelations, and something else. And then this morning is morning musings with Marilyn and all y'all, right, Penny? All y'all. Let's go back to the comments here. Right, Selena. Life sentence and eligible for parole after serving 30 years minimum. And what did he get? Maybe 30 days off it so far, something like that. His time served wasn't very much, was it? Duchess Diana, good morning, Marilyn. I'm here with my coffee. Hey, I was always Princess Diana. Yeah. But when the famous one sadly passed away, I renounced my nickname. It's part of the reason I chose Duchess Diana. Yeah. I always think of that when I see your name. I always think of Princess Diana or Duchess. Yeah. I love it. Are you in the UK or are you I'm just curious. Princess? Always was immediately a life sentence of yeah. Upon being found guilty, yesterday was about how many years before parole? 30 years. Okay. Yep. Hun. He calls me Hun. Duncan Honig. You need the triple C coffee cup in your merch store. Yeah, we got to get going on that. I think the 16th, so maybe another week. I'll be eligible for fourth wall. We got some ideas. So, um, Duchess Diana, but the other reason I chose Duchess Diana is because I was the Duke of Chug for a while. Oh, that's right. Then it changed to the Duchess of Chug. Then I kept hearing then I kept hearing Diana of other Dianas, and I wanted my name back. Yes. Yeah, take your name back. I think I'm the only Marilyn without an E. There's a Marilyn with an E, which I think is really cool. So, as far as on here, we talked about that yesterday, how, there's not many Marilyns, and I thought about it later, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't mean to insult Marilyn with any I don't know how old she is," but, I said I don't know any Marilyns that are younger than me. Um, mm, oop. Tommy was saying -15%. I don't understand exactly how many years it is. I've heard 25 and a half years and the other forgotten. Oh, hmm. Well, he he hasn't been in jail. Hmm, that's weird. He hasn't been in jail that long. And hmm. Merch princess, maybe an item to help raise monies for your charity to help those affected by fires. That would be really nice. Yeah, we do fundraisers locally. It's a very localized. I mean, I would always take any donations, of course, but it's in one county, one section of one county. We're looking to expand it to the rest of the county, but it is very localized. There are so many fires in my area, and we've really been working to push the education out there. And I think it was last year was the first year in Massachusetts because I live so close to Massachusetts. I was brought up in Mass. Everything I do is pretty much in Massachusetts. So that's kind of my stomping grounds. So I kind of look at the statistics in Mass, and last year was the first year that there were no um, fatalities from house fires. So that was awesome, and I think that in no children, oh no children fatalities. I think there were a few adults, but yeah, that I think that you can really credit that to the amount of education that they have in the schools now. The stop, drop, and roll, and having reminding kids to remind their parents to check the batteries on their smoke detectors and all that. But we did really sadly this year around Thanksgiving. We also cover an area in Vermont where I live. There was a fatality, and I knew the person, so that was awful. That was really really terrible. Um, Thankfully, her daughter got out, but yeah, so sad. So everyone's talking about a meetup. Um, Sorry, I'm just like scanning some of the. Okay. Selena, serious question. Who here wants to do a meetup and where in the world should it be? Well, where are you, Selena? It's your idea. We can we can fly to you. Yeah. Michelle R., if we did a meetup, would Osa show up too? Probably depends. Depends on how big it is and how widely, it's, known, I guess. I don't know. They've got so much to do, but they keep, just firing off those foot bullets. That's what they like to do. Duchess Diana, I'm your neighbor in Newburyport, Mass. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably about a 2.5, 3-hour drive. But yeah. Oh, I love Newburyport. I haven't been there in years. Selena, I was planning on visiting Clearwater, Florida this winter. I'd like to be able to meet fellow SPs there. There are a lot in that area. Yeah, that would be awesome. Princess. Speaking of, how was the family recently suffered by a house fire? You went there yesterday. Yes. They're they're doing they're doing pretty well. It's always a shock. It's always just a terrible loss, a grief when, can you imagine losing your pictures, losing everything? Luckily they were able to salvage a few things, but the smoke damage is the worst in this case. Um, I think they were renters, so they didn't have renters insurance, which is devastating. The landlord did have, you have to have homeowners insurance to rent out apartments. So um, I think they were renting the whole house. Yeah, but it started in the basement, and so of course smoke rises. So at first, it was, they take a lot of precautions. They were really good around here because there are so many fires. It's kind of like up here, a couple inches of snow is nothing, but in a city, where they're not used to snow, it's like debilitating. Kind of like that with house fires. There's a pretty much a system, chain of command. Um, of course, the first responders, they do their work, very, very quickly, and then they do an assessment. They closed the road in this case. They called for the Red Cross. One of my board members is, he's a firefighter, so he's always keeping me, up on the knowledge of what's going on, and then usually, there is a chaplain that goes to the scene. I've only gone to a scene once when I was called, to kinda stand by, but I usually don't go to the scene. It's very traumatic, I don't wanna I really wanna be there for the survivors, but I don't wanna re-traumatize myself, so, um, I just kinda stand by, and sometimes it's the next day. And, there's a lot of people that are just so amazing and kind and reach out to help. And this kind of gives them a way to help because they can purchase gift cards, they can donate to us, and we can purchase gift cards. We have a Facebook group where people will offer, you know, gently used things on a list, and so we used to make the mistake of opening like a drop off place. Couldn't do that anymore. I mean, I think we got a bunch of broken VCRs. I mean, some people just use it to dump things, but others, most of them will stick to the list and really help out. But if you think of it, when you lose everything. You don't know where you're going to go that night. You don't know what you need. Sometimes, it's like you just forget like what you about yourself, because you're in shock. So I still speak to a lot of I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, and a lot of the survivors will have become my friends. It's like we have a we have a bond. But thank you for asking, Princess. Thank you. Aaron, hey Aaron, hello. There's so many live streams I listen to that the smoke alarms deep low battery to that the smoke alarms deep low battery. Well, I agree about the live streams. I'm not sure what you mean about that, but yeah, SPTV has been on fire. right? Right. Uh, we are we're at 2? I'm not sure. Um, my brother and family suffered a house fire, has to rebuild house. Aw, great opportunity to build out their house. Smoke damage. Smoke damage is terrible. I agree. Oh, it's just awful. And even when they have professionals come in, it's still not the same. Not the same. Borough, are smoke alarms required to be hardwired? They are in Australia. Yes, up to code, not existing, if things are grandfathered in. So a lot of these homes are are older homes. So a lot of older homes because we're in the Northeast, so you can have a home that was built in the 1800s. So it is a problem. I think they should be hardwired, but you can't get um, you can't build a house without it nowadays. That was a really good question. It's so true. Beep. Yeah, I used to annoy my kids because, when the smoke detector went out, I wouldn't let them touch it. I was like, just 'cause, Duncan called it the dinner bell because, yeah, been known to, I like to, like, char the outside of a steak or something, and sometimes, yeah, I set off the dinner bell. Princess, my smoke detectors talk to me, replace battery. Oh, nice. Yeah, I did have one that did that. Um, evacuate. CO2 has been detected. Yes, we have CO2. That's a good point. Evacuate, evacuate. Smoke has been detected. Yep. Yeah, that's very important too. And that's regulation as well. Definitely. Yeah, everybody's talking about Selena, Andrew Gold about to go live. Title says Danny M confessed on Conan show in 2004. You heard it first here. I will watch that later for sure. Yeah, interesting. I haven't heard that. hmm I hope you're not disappointed by the by the headline. Just saying. Duncan Honig replacements have to have a 10-year battery now up here. I think photo electric. Yeah, he's a real estate agent, and he has to go and, check whenever there's a "Don't you have a closing today, honey? Is it land?" "Oh, it's land." "Yep." Like, "Don't you have a closing?" I'm not trying to push you out, I just realized, you had a closing today, but it wasn't a house, so he doesn't have to drive up there and check the smoke alarms and do the walkthrough. Yeah. Selena, smoke alarms are not hardwired here, but heat alarms are. In rented accommodation, they detect a rapid rise in heat. Oh, that's good. That is good. Um, Benny, Duncan Honig, yes, here too with a 10-year battery. Yep, that makes sense. Um, yeah, more things about smoke alarms. That is very important. That reminds me, I usually with the holiday and everything, with Labor Day and all that, I forgot to do it, but I usually try to remember to put a reminder the on the fire survivor group because we've got about 3,000 people in there, and just a little reminder, the beginning of the month, just check out all your alarms and make sure everything's working. Princess. We have many hotels, convention centers to use for SPTV Nation. Oh, yeah. SPTV Nation meetups. Yep. Yeah, so that was a good. Oh, this is cool. Penny, I'm about to start eating my breakfast. All right, I won't stare at you, honey. um, I made the life-changing burritos. Whoa, from Cece's Comfort Cooking. Oh my God, they're so good. I have been eating one every day. Oh, you're gonna make me hungry. I think I just threw some. Duncan had these toasted pumpkin seeds, and I took a bite of his cookie. That sounds that sounds wrong, but yeah, I was just eating pumpkin seeds while I was running around, and then I had to brush my teeth because I didn't want like pumpkin seeds in my teeth. But yeah, I totally want to see Cece and Sin do a collaboration. That would be so cool. We got two two cooking channels. Burritos, which reminds me, um, it's let's see if I can get the link for Sin. You probably are. You might even already have it, Penny. Go ahead and eat your burritos, honey. I won't bother you, but I want to put up that link for today at 2 o'clock Eastern. Clearwater Chad and I will be on Simply Goods channel talking about food. And as I mentioned earlier, that steak recipe that I made for Duncan last night was Sin's recipe from her channel, and I watched the video and I got to pause it and make it, and I felt like Julia Child. And, I'm like, and then you take the bottle of wine and you, a little bit of this, and I actually didn't drink it. I don't know. Can you drink Marcella? I always I always thought it was cooking. It smelled kind of, I don't know. It said something about like a hint of raisin or something. Like, I don't think that's, it doesn't have the salt in it. It's like real, it's real, but because it said on the bottle you could sip it. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I should try it just to heck it, just for the heck of it. That's just saying. I saw the steak. It looks so good. It was really, really good. Just all the layers of flavor. It has Worcestershire sauce and Dijon, and well, of course, masala. What else? Those are the three things shallots, which give nice, nice flavor. Mushrooms, heavy cream. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It was so good. I'm gonna star a few things. Um, People are saying, burritos. I just want to find that link. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Looking up, it's at Sinful Good because she couldn't get Sinfully Good for some reason. So it's like CYNFUL Good. Food Talk Friday. So that should be super, super cool. If anyone hasn't seen Cindy on the pre-show, I think Chad calls it the pre-show. She's a hoot. She is so funny. She's really, really cool, really cute. I just think she's so cute. But yeah, if you can tune into her, she's awesome. And please subscribe if you can too. That would be if you'd like to. Because I was bossing people around the other day. I'm like, hey, subscribe to this. Hey, everybody subscribe. I'm like, if you'd like to, I highly recommend it. Oh, she got it. Okay. Food Talk Friday. Don't miss it. There we go. All right. And if you click on that, if you're on a computer, I think it opens another screen. That's what it does for me. But then I think you have to click off of it. If you click on a video, then you have two videos going at once. I do that all the time. It's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. Hey, Jill G. I'm speed watching because I caught this late. I've seen, oh boy. Yeah, I can't imagine my voice on speed. Voice on speed. That's crazy. Breezy No Project. About 8 years ago, a carbon monoxide detector saved my mother's life. Yeah. That's no joke because you can't smell it. You don't know. So that's great. That's good that she had that. Oh my goodness. Duchess Diana. One thing to remember about a meetup is that if it is announced to the public, a lot of people show up. You need to have a permit. Yeah. Did y'all see when that rapper guy announced he'd give away stuff? Oh, no. I didn't see that. I'm terrible with like anything that's going on, like pop culture. Although, if you do ask me what's going on in SPTV, I probably might be able to tell you. Selena, Reese is in Kansas City. I've been to the Midwest. I was in Missouri and Iowa. I think Kansas City is partially in Missouri. I think somebody will know. That's why I like hanging out with you guys because I like to hang out with smart people. So hopefully I'll get smarter. You know, that's what there's like this saying was like, if you walk into a room, well, we'll say this is like a room, and well, of course, if you think you're the most smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong brain too, because if you think you're the smartest person in the world, then you might be Keith Raniere. Just saying. I don't know how I got on that, but rock it out with Kim D. High. You continue to inspire me. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you for the super chat. I forgot when they pop up once in a while. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, whose channel was that? Because usually it's like someone else's channel. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And let me know when you're going to do your next live. Kim started a new channel. I think it's called Rock It Out with Kim D. High. And she is going to do crocheting tutorials, which I can't do. I've tried to teach people. I can't do it. She's got the setup. She's got a camera. She like the angle and all that. Yeah. So everybody subscribe to Kim T. Yeah, that's awesome. I know I use awesome a lot, but it's true. I really feel it. Going back to the start. Selena, oh, that thing in New York City with the YouTuber who did a giveaway. I heard about that. It shut down the city. Oh, I believe it because everybody was flocking to it. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that makes sense to have permits for stuff like that. Princess, I'm in Orlando, Florida. Reese Quibble is in Quibell. I always call Quibble. Quibell, I think it is. In Kansas City. Uh, the Barty Hall happens to be a 5-minute drive from Scientology, Kansas City, for fax machine catapulting competition. To Dan O'Connor. Oh God, I love that. Fax machine catapulting competition. Is that why is it Stephen Britton is collecting fax machines? He said everybody get a hold of a fax machine or as many fax machines as you can. And he said wait for further instruction. So all right. We get all kinds of great information here. Penny, see the YouTuber who shut down New York. YouTuber who shut down New York. That's a good thumbnail. Good. I love teaching crochet. Not me, Kim. Kim loves teaching crochet. I would love it if I could do it, probably. Yay. We need you, Kim. We love you, Kim. That's awesome. Um, Duchess Diana. I watched the police break up the mob. Oh, on TV that day. Okay, I got to see that now. Jeez. Free no project. I have an old vacuum. I have an old vacuum machine that's just perfect for launching that a good 20 feet. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure Duncan has a bunch of shit out in the we call him the sheds. He's always building stuff, right? I had to tell him no more outbuildings because he calls them outbuildings, like, just little like sheds that he makes. Although his quote sheds, he made a playhouse for my daughter. It's going to be there for forever. It's going to be there after the Armageddon. Um, he really builds things solid. Little playhouse, but I'm just reading some stuff here. Yeah, so I just love to hang out with you guys, and we can laugh, we can cry. I think I've done both. We can be serious and just share each other's lives. I feel like um I my passion for even being here is to just further the cause of uh, healing from cults, recognizing cult tactics, just being able to support each other. And I think it's just such a wonderful community. And I love the fact that there's cooking channels and dog rescuers and just all different types of people from all different walks of life. And no matter what, and I don't even want to bring up a discussion about this, I don't even want to talk about not discussing it, but you know, there's the P word, politics and religion, the things that are probably better to avoid. As far as religion goes, we talk about cults, not mainstream religions. But yeah, I just feel like we all come together as one united group that we're just we want to see justice done for victims. We want to see the captives be set free. I was looking at this morning. I don't want to forget when I see this on my mouse pad, free Bob, or say Bob Ferris. There's a lot of Bob Ferrises that need to be saved. So, and female ones too, children, elderly, you know, everybody, and of course in Scientology, that's a major focus. But also, there are so many destructive groups, so many cults that are just kind of hidden in the nooks and crannies. Here I am, in Vermont, very lo- very rural area, not a big population at all, and there are several. So I don't know what the answer is. I think we can start by, or the government can start by shutting down some of the obvious abuses, some of the things that they already know about. I mean, my, oh goodness, but there are strides being made, and it's mostly in the courts. I mean, I don't know what government's doing there, but just insane. It's just insane. All right, let's go to some more start questions and comments. Mostly comments because you guys, you have so much to say. If you do have a question, I mean, I'll answer anything. If there's anything you want to know about me, um, if I don't feel comfortable talking about it, I won't, but um absolutely. I don't like to, retell my story all the time because a lot of you have heard it, but if there's anything, you want to know about me, why I'm here, what the hell I'm doing here, or anything you want to share with me, with us, go for it. You can always private email me as well. We can chat. I will try to answer. I got to remember to check my coffee cults and crafts at gmail.com. I have to remember to check my spam box because sometimes things go into my spam and I don't realize it. Um, oh, whoops. Okay. Um, Princess, yes, he is building Treb, okay, what is this? I grew up in a call. I don't know what that is. Trebuchets, Penny. Tre- she's she's doing like sounds like she's doing charades. Oh geez, you'll have to like do the trebuchets for the event. Oh, it's something like ball, like throwing a ball. All right, somebody tell me what this is because I'm a little bit clueless. As a Brit who has been to uh, many a castle, those like pointy things at the top of a castle. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to tell me. Mm. Princess, I can't stand disability. Daughter prefers differently able. Right. Capable of a lot. I agree. I think I missed part of the conversation, but I absolutely agree with you. Oh, a catapult. Okay. Marilyn, fancy French word for catapult. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's why she was going like that. I'm like, you shooting hoops? Catapult. Okay. I'll have to I'll have to look it up, like, I say, "Siri, how do you pronounce" something like that. Yeah, I'd ask her, but I can't pronounce it. Ann Burrow, thank you for the super chat, Ann. You're so sweet. Appreciate that. My deaf parents still have their fax machine, but with the event of text and FaceTime, it does not get used anymore. I prefer FaceTime to a fax. Yeah, Duncan chimed in the other day. I don't know if he's still listening. I don't hear any wood being chopped. Um, he said that they still use fax machines in his tre trebuchet? It's a trebuchet. I don't know where to put the emphasis. Trebuchet. 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 Okay, you gotta tell me that. Yeah, like, just put whatever syllable is it a syllable? Yeah, whatever syllable you have to put emphasis on, let me know. Yeah, see? Learned something new today. You learn all kinds of things here, you know? Oh, a massive catapult. Yep. Hi, still here paying bills while I watch. Yeah, what's up with that fax machine, honey, that you guys still use at the office? I remember you said there was a reason why you still have one. But yeah. I think we were talking about it on the live stream the other night. Oh, trebuchet. Okay, that's what I thought. Exactly, you said the trebuchet. Okay, trebuchet. Got it. Thank you. Whew, thank you. That was a close one. Um, Duchess Diana, I will have to look up arm crocheting. Yeah, yeah, you can use like really bigger. My niece does. She crochets. She does finger knitting too. I don't know how she knits. She's just amazing. Oh, he said Duncan Honig, fax is still safer and more secure than email or fax. Oh, and, or email or wait, fax is still safer than email or fax. Fax is safer than fax. Oh, Jesus, honey, you need more coffee too. I'm sorry, I took the Lord's name in vain. I didn't mean to do that. It's a bad habit. Merch idea from Princess. Merch idea: create cans attached with yarn, string. You know, I like that. Hmm. I have so many projects, but I might just, yeah, that sounds like fun. You could do like gray cylinders, squeeze my cans. Yeah, I like that. Someone was asking me if I could crochet an e-meter. Um, it would probably be like an e-meter pillow. I don't know. Yeah. Arm crochet is fun. Finger crochet too. Yep. Oh, phone calls. Okay. Yeah, his phone's always ringing. We have several phones. I never answer the home phone. Anybody still have a home phone? We just have one because we don't have cell service at our house, but we do have, internet, sort of spotty internet. But um, I have we have Verizon, so they not to do a commercial for Verizon. There's plenty of problems with Verizon, but one thing we can do is we have advanced calling, and so as long as our internet's working, we essentially can have like phone calls and texts and stuff, but we still have our hardwired old-fashioned phone because we have to pay for DSL anyways. Hopefully, we're getting fiber optic soon. Maybe we'll get rid of the home phone, but it's like 95% telemarketers. The home phone is, and now the cell phone's starting to get that way, which really stinks. Ann Burrow. Question: what was the view of disability in the cult you were in? Unfortunately, a few deaf people get sucked into JWs here. They even make materials in sign language. Really? I didn't know that. I'd be interested to know what JWs think about disabilities, otherly abled, you know, challenges like that. Um, in my cult, it It kinda depended on who you were, because if you were in with a cult leader, it wasn't really as much of a stigma, but, if you weren't useful to her and if you weren't related to her and you had some, challenge like that, they, yeah, she would kinda look down on you because she was just so used to using people. There was also, this thing where it's almost like a really bad, version of karma, like God was judging you, or, um, if anything was, quote, they called it anything wrong with you, that there wasn't a past life thing, but it was more like, um you're not as, equal or as, um, create as wonderfully made as it says in the Bible. I am beautifully and wonderfully made. Um, there was a stigma, but she was just an evil, rotten person, and, um, just didn't want to be bothered with anyone that wasn't, um, a cookie cutter. That's why she didn't really encourage, creativity or anyone being, different, or, having, um, a different view on anything. So, yeah, that was really sad. I do wonder, how JWs view that, because you think, a real, Christian should be loving and accepting no matter what, right? And it's not someone's fault, if they have a disability. I'm sorry I'm calling it disability, but yeah, I'm sorry. I can't I'm not really good with replacing words that I'm used to saying. So, um, just know that my heart is definitely, in it, and I don't mean to, um, offend anybody at all. And I don't want to avoid those subjects for that reason, because I think it is important to talk about, people all having, equal respect and equal, consideration. So I really believe that, from the bottom of my heart. So with that, hey Chad, hey Chado. I call him Chado. There's Stevo and Chado, my little bros. Um, hey Chad, I'm looking forward to doing the live stream with you and Sin later. That is gonna be fun. She is so funny. Oh my god, I just love her. She's just like your cool aunt, you know? She's awesome. And, I was teasing her yesterday because she's so sweet and cute, but she's also like, no nonsense. So, we were joking about, if she collaborates with Mitch Brisker because they were talking about doing a stream, and we are talking about, if Os is gonna watch, she's like, "Yeah, bring it on, I don't care." And I was teasing her how the other night in the chat on, Xena Nation, she looked at the number of people in the chat and the number of likes, and she's like, "Hey, there's a discrepancy here." And then immediately everybody liked it, so it got right up to the same amount of the people in the chat. I was like, "You go, Sin." She gets shit done. So, somebody Scientology were like, "She makes it go right," but yeah. No, you can't have her, Scientology. You can't have her. Um, Duchess Diana, when I messaged you on the Facebook, I didn't know that the Pentecostal was the group that you were in. Yes, that's why I was in. Um, Duchess Diana, I don't remember. You'll have to message me again because I get so many, I get so many messages. And if anybody messages me and I don't answer, it's nothing personal. I'm just straight out. I don't know how Reese does it. I mean, she says she answers thousands of messages. I just I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. But I love everybody. I really, really, really do. I do. Um, Joel McCoy. Hey, buddy. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody today? We are good. You're good. Selena Kaimar, the disabled community here take ownership of the disability. Yeah, I understand that. I agree with that. Yeah. I Yeah, I have some scars, some pretty bad ones, especially on my hands. That's another reason. We're all friends here, right? I'll be honest. Another reason why I don't want to do close-ups of my hands because the backs of them I've got some pretty bad scarring, but I own it, and you know what? I'm just happy to be here because I look at them and I realize how fortunate I am to have survived. So yeah. So in some ways they're they're beautiful, right? Um, Monkey Shark. Hey, monkey underscore shark. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Yay, my first Marilyn live. You were awesome. So are you. Thanks for being here. I'm just so happy you're here. Great, great. So I hope you're subscribed, Monkey Shark, so that I usually do Penny will tell you, for the most part, I try to at least give people a heads up of a day or two. Sometimes, like the thing with Jackson, or if Chad and I are sitting around, or even like this morning, I decided yesterday morning's stream went so well that I decided to do one this morning too, because this seems to be a nice time to hang out with you all. So I thought I'd go on again. But thank you, Monkey Shark. Aaron, how was your wedding? What was your wedding like in your call? So yeah, it was a beautiful wedding. Looking back, I would have done things different, like had normal music because it was like really weird in that sense. We weren't like allowed to dance at it or anything. Um, we had really done nothing but hold hands, so it was really kind of weird kissing in front of people. No, we did some kisses before we got married, but yeah, it was actually really nice. A lot of people pitched in and did things for us, like my adopted sister. I was still in contact with my family, but it was very controlled. It was like my my adopted parents didn't come to our wedding because they had a falling out. My mother had a falling out with the minister, the cult leader, Marlene. They had a falling out with Marlene and had left the church a few years back, and I begged them to come to my wedding. um Sorry, but they didn't. I'm sorry, guys. We're all friends here, right? So Yeah, but it was a beautiful wedding. Everybody pitched in, and, so these are happy and sad tears. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, it's one of the reasons why I have a hard time, really relating to my adopted mom now because, I knew she really liked Duncan. She still does. She does her best. She has some scars, some wounds, and some deep issues. So I have compassion for her, but that was hard. Um, not to have them there, but we did. We were surrounded by a lot of love. We were so happy because we were no longer going to be living in the oppressive cult in the actual building. I mean, we were still in the cult, but we were you know, a couple miles away, but very, very much still under the mind control, aspect of it. But the wedding itself was beautiful, and um, we had just so many we had friends that, like, did the artwork for the invitations, and somebody did flowers for us, like, we didn't really have to, like, pay because we didn't have any money. I mean, we had been working, for nothing and giving everything to, the upkeep of the building. So, Duncan's parents helped out. I was working outside the cult too. Again, very, very controlled, but yeah, everybody, like, pitched in, and people did invitations for us, and, we had so much help. There was a videographer, so we have an old, VHS, tape of it. So, yeah, there's a picture on the Kellycopter at done I did my very first interview with her. I think it was back in April, and, she has some pictures of Duncan and I that, she put in the interview film. Is like documentary style. She did a beautiful job. And all I had, you know, people that are worried about making a channel, I mean, all I had was no microphone, no camera, just a little old Chromebook, and she did a fantastic job with it. Yeah. Oh, hey doll. Shh, at work. Hello all. Hi Linda. So good to see you, honey. It's so good to see you. Mhm. Monkey Shark. Yep, I'm subscribed. Yay. I just usually have to watch it later after the live is over. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I never know what's a good time to go on live. I figure probably earlier is good so people can just jump on if they want and then watch the replay if they want. So glad you're all here, and I'm grateful for everyone that can, watch the replay too if you want to. That's awesome. Selena, we love you. We love you just the way you are. Thank you so much, Selena. It's very, very kind. You all are so, so kind. And I love watching how kind you are to each other too. I just I just love it. Rock it out with Kim D. High. Update the phone numbers on the do not call list. I update every 6 months. Okay. No problem with spam calls. All right. I'll have to look at it. I have done that, but I didn't know you had to update it. That makes sense. BJ's Critters. I view scars as similar to life's war medals. That's right. Yep. Yeah, there's a saying goes something like if you don't have any scars, then you haven't lived. So, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. This is a good question. Duchess Diana, was it an offshoot of Pentecostal as opposed to the general Pentecostal practices? Um, Penny, if I could bother you to put up a link from was it last week that we did a live stream. I did a live stream with Cassie Marie of No Culty Vibes, and she was also an ex Pentecostal, and she's a good friend of Liz Gale's. Cassie has a amazing TikTok TikTok account, or I don't know what they call it, but a TikTok, and she's got like 82,000 followers. She does TikToks, and now she just started a YouTube channel called, I think it's at No Culty Vibes, and she's great. She's, whether you like to watch shorts or longer long form interviews, she does such a good job breaking down all different types of culty things. And um, we did a live stream last week on, I think it's called Let's Talk Pentecostalism. And, I always stop short of calling Pentecostalism, a cult in itself. But I, in my humble opinion, I always say that jokingly, but true, in my opinion, I feel like it's a breeding ground for cults. I do, because of the prophetic nature and these, the emphasis on the anointing and gifts and all that makes it easier for someone to say, God spoke to me. Like Jim Jones was a Pentecostal in the beginning. So God spoke to me. This is what, he wants me to do. Everybody follow me. So that's kind of what happened with me. Um, Diana, if you're, interested in knowing kind of the breakdown of my background, of my Pentecostal background, I was Assemblies of God, and actually Cassie Marie was as well. We both ended up in churches that were offshoots of Assemblies of God, which there are thousands, because Assemblies of God is like kind of like an umbrella, and then a lot of them just kind of come out from under the that umbrella and make their own brand. So Pentecostalism, I think, also lends itself to being able to kind of mix up your own batch of religion. So while they do believe in the main tenets of the Christianity, so they're considered evangelical Christian, they also have a way of kind of going, easy to go off in left field. And my cult that I landed in for 16 years as a young adult um, was a mixture of the the Assemblies of God Pentecostal, which was like charismatic, the whole laying on of hands, healing. There was casting out demons, which is ultimately one of the main reasons I left. But the slaying in the spirit, speaking in tongues, of course, is number one that people know about. All that, kind of very sensational, charismatic stuff, coupled with when the my cult leader left the church and took many people with her, and also had been visiting two other Assemblies of God churches, and kind of plucked a bunch of people out, and was saying she was a prophetess, and she also had followed Bill Gothard, IBLP, which you probably might know from the Duggar documentary, Shiny Happy People. We go through. I go through the kind of the rabbit hole of some of the things that happen with that. But yeah, so it was kind of a combination between fundamental and charismatic Pentecostal, mixed with IBLP, which is very patriarchal. Again, I explained why Marlene could be um, a fundamental IBOP follower in a way. We weren't quote members, but she used a lot of their principles. She said that God had called her to be a leader, and it was only because there were no men that were able to do the God's will, or the job of leading the flock. So it just as the frog boils slowly, as I always say, it was years and years of indoctrination, and then towards the end, it was like, we have the way. We are the only true church. Every other church around us is wrong. She cut off any affiliation with any other congregations. So it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and more, tightening of the noose. So, um, again, I've told my story. This is a very capsulized version of it, but if you want to watch Kelly Copter's interview, I also did a 2-hour interview with Poe on the Go. We did a lot of commentary. We kind of went a little bit kind of off in different directions, but Kelly's is about like is less than an hour, and she just stayed right on the story pretty much, and also the origins of how I ended up here on SPTV. So, and that was before I had a channel. I wasn't planning on having a channel. I just had a little tiny Facebook group at that point. So Yeah. Kat Andy, I would love for you, Marilyn, to interview your husband about this time in the cult. Thanks, Doc. We've talked about that. We do have a little video that we did. It was a live stream few maybe about a month ago now. Um, and he described his background in meth, and we went some different directions in that, but yeah, he made a splash because everybody's like, "Where's Duncan? Where's Duncan?" So he's done a couple of live streams with me. One was more generalized. Yeah, I definitely will. I'll tell him that there was a request because he would love about that. He did come on one night and do one with me on brain chemistry. Um, I think it's called dose, which is like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And that was really, really interesting. He's a very smart guy. He's kind of a mountain man, like he's sort of redneck, and he's sort of like he's like sort of a jock, not a jock like in the sense of sports, but he's like really, extreme sports, skiing and all that. But he's also got like a professor beard and, you know, glasses and well, yeah. He's a cool guy. People like him. I'll keep him. He's all right. I'll keep him around. Aaron, we love you. Thank you, Aaron. Love you guys too. Mental health is real. I will never talk about my scars. I totally understand how hard it is. One day I will talk about it, but the hardest thing is you feel alone, but you're not. No, you're not alone. And that's a very, very good point there because that was the thing that really, really helped me in my deconstruction, deprogramming, recovery, unraveling, unpacking, whatever you want to call it. When I first left the cult, I just hid for a while. I couldn't do anything. And one thing, we had just gotten internet. We had dial up internet. And this was way back before I had Facebook or anything like that, YouTube, nothing like that. This was in 2007, which I'm sure it existed, but I didn't know about it. I had Yahoo because I still have a Yahoo account, and they had these little chats, kind of like almost like a early version of Reddit. And we had these groups, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't find an ex Pentecostal group. I couldn't even find an ex anything. And I wasn't an ex Christian. I wasn't. I don't even call myself an ex Christian now, but I wasn't. I didn't know what category to fall in. So I looked up, ex. I didn't even. And honestly, the word cult really wasn't really in my vocabulary either. And so I did happen across a ex-JW, Jehovah's Witness group, and I was like, "Oh my god. Wow. There are so many similarities." And I know that, the aftermath, they ended up doing a JW, episode because there are I mean, it's a cult, right? So I think it is. And a lot of people will say Jehovah's Witnesses isn't. Well, I think it is. There's no one leader. There used to be, but there isn't now. But there's that whole creepy board of whatever and all the child essay and everything that goes on. Yeah, they're pretty awful. But yeah, that was my first twinge of you're not alone. You're not alone. And then when the aftermath came out, the show with Leah and Mike, that was when I was really starting to deconstruct everything and be like, "Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I was in a cult." And I remember kind of yelling at like, "Oh my God, Duncan." I'm like, "Honey, we were in a cult." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, we were. We were." Michelle R. My husband's dad was Pentecostal. He went to church with him and when he was a little boy, and he doesn't like to talk about it. It was also in Spanish, and he only speaks English. Interesting. That's really interesting. Um, yeah, he doesn't want to talk about it. It can be very traumatic for children. I'm telling you, I was scared to death. The first time I went to a Pentecostal church, I was, I think, 7 or 8, and this was the same church that I ended up growing up in, and I I was living with people that just had visited, and that's how they found my foster family that ended up adopting me. But it was scary, and especially, um, it was like a wolf in sheep's clothing because it was just so nice and fun, and everybody was happy. They're speaking in tongues. They're raising their that's another thing, raising their hands to God and all that. But then there was some real dark stuff going on, like the Jehovah's Witness type stuff that were getting covered up. There was a lot of hypocrisy, but I think one thing that sticks in my mind the most is the horrible, um, trauma that they put on everyone, especially children, the fear of hell, the fear of the tribulation, the fear of martyrdom, the fear of the rapture. You're going to be left behind. And then if you don't take the mark of the beast, blah, blah, blah. And it sounds almost like silly, but it was a real fear. And that's another thing that I touch on in that live stream with Cassie, uh, about just the terror, you know, of growing up in that. And I know that Catholics feel it. I know there's a lot of different religions that children get scared because they're like, "Oh my God, am I gonna go to hell? Blah, 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 blah. What do I got to do?" And the feeling of not measuring up is the worst feeling, especially when it's put on you by people you respect, by people you love, your children. I mean, your parents, your aunts and uncles, your family, your minister, your teachers. If you go, you go to a religious school or something, it's the same thing. You can't ask questions. You have to just toe the mark. And if you feel like you can't measure up, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. And there really isn't. So I know I repeat myself a lot because I just when I repeat myself, I'm just trying to sink in what I'm trying to say, you know. Freezy new project. Oh, what exactly is speaking in tongues? Oh boy, I wonder if I can do a slight capsule version of this. We did touch on it on the live stream that I did last week with Cassie Marie, No Culty Vibes. It's called Let's Talk kind of Let's Talk Pentecostal. Um, yeah, it comes from the Bible. The word, the term comes from the Bible, is Pentecostal, and the speaking in tongues was in the second chapter of Acts. The New Testament. There's the book of Acts. This was after Jesus, uh, was crucified, rose again, and ascended into heaven, as is believed by Christians. And the disciples, the apostles, they were called, were Jesus followers. They were in an upper room in a house, and on the day of Pentecost, which was a feast, a Jewish feast, the the Holy Spirit came in, and Jesus, when he ascended to heaven, said, "I'm going to send you my Spirit, which is going to be a comforter, and it's going to be, in place of me because I'm going up to heaven." So the Holy Spirit came in and swept the room, and was like a wind, and there were tongues of fire dancing over their heads or something like that. And as the story goes, they were baptized by the Holy Spirit. They started talking in, they say tongues, but the actual languages. So, when you speak your native tongue, that's your native language. It wasn't just blah, 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 syllables that just kind of randomly come out of your mouth. It was actual languages. And then they went out into the streets. They spilled out into the streets with many different people of different nationalities, and they started to preach the gospel of Jesus in their native language. So it was actual language. Now, over the years, the course of the way the church had developed over the ages, really wasn't a lot of reference to this whole speaking in tongues thing. You think of the Roman Catholic Church and the Reformation, the Lutheran, Martin Luther, um, and all the different denominations that came out of the Protestant movement. And then fast forward to the turn of the 20th century, 1901, I think it was. That's when Pentecostalism was pretty much born, and um, they it was still wasn't a total, mainstream thing that got a lot of traction until the 70s, I would say the 70s and the charismatic movement. And then you had a huge influx of people that were coming out of what they called the dead churches. I've heard that so many times in my life. The dead churches were people that just went to church and listened to a sermon and left and didn't do a bunch of, crazy stuff. So the tongues, so the short answer is speaking in tongues is just basically opening your mouth, letting syllables come out, and believing that it's the Holy Spirit anointing you and speaking through you. Sometimes there's an interpretation, sometimes it's not. Usually it's not. It's just people jumping up and down, raising their hands, babbling whatever comes out. It's like, well, just make. I'm sorry, it triggers me. So, but yeah, that's what it is. And I remember being pretty young child, having hands laid on me, and basically being forced to speak in tongues because if you didn't, there was a stigma on you because that tongues are supposed to be an outward manifestation that the Holy Spirit is in you. So I hope I hope I explained it um, a little bit so you can understand. It's just a lot of years of uh, uh, doctrination and then on just deconstructing and deprogramming from that. But I don't knock anybody that does it. Some people really um, get a lot out of going to Pentecostal churches. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just feel like I don't really like to see things pushed on people, especially children, you know. So we've got Clearwater Claire the Taylor. Hey love. Hello. Marilyn. Yay. I made it to the live. Thank you, sweetie. Good to see you. Are you having your afternoon tea? Because I'm still drinking my coffee. Is Clearwater Claire the Taylor is in Clearwater, UK. And I didn't show everybody I need to put this in the microwave because it's getting cold. If found in the microwave, please return to mom. Mm, I'll still drink it cold. It's all good. It's all good. Michelle R. Pretty sure the fear of God stuff turned my husband into the heathen he is today. Yeah. Yeah. Um, It's weird how I used to know I used to have to read all these, like, Hebrew and Greek lexicons and dissect words and look at translations of things, but there's a verse, I assume, is it in Proverbs? It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." So, I couldn't really get past the fear. I was like, yeah, I wanted to have wisdom, but, fear being afraid of a God who is love. But then there's a scripture that says perfect love casts out all fear. So I'm like, you're supposed to fear God. Okay, never. You know what? Let's be heathens together. That's what I say. I see Penny doing something. Penny, I'm just saying you always have an open invitation, even if you just want to say one thing. You're so cute. One sec, I gotta clear my throat again. Ugh, I've been talking too much. I should probably wind down soon. We're over an hour and a half here. All right. Oh boy, people talking about Hillsong. Oh yeah, we could. You know what, guys? I what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow Saturday already? Oh wow. Yeah. One of these days we can. I'd be happy to answer your questions about Pentecostalism, and we can, have a whole discussion about it. Probably after the weekend. We can talk a little bit about Sunday. Sunday, I usually do either 11 a.m. or noon on Sunday, Eastern time, and we do Sunday Fun Day. So I like to bring in like some crafts or just talk about fun stuff, but also, we always get serious. But Last couple of weeks, I brought in the puppies, and you know, we just make it casual. But I guess today's sort of like that too. But I love really getting into the deep stuff with you all too. I really do. Poet, church when I was a kid scared the hell out of me. Yeah, all the hellfire and brimstone. I stopped going when I was 7 or 8 years old. I knew it wasn't for me. Yeah, that's just wrong. It's just yeah. And I don't think there's any kids in the audience, so I can say this. Yeah, my son came to me. I forgot how old he was, but he was just like, um, "Mom, I don't understand." He's like, "If Santa's not real, does that mean Jesus isn't too?" It was like, you know what? You got a point there. That's interesting. So I'm just throwing that out there to you guys. I mean, he Carter is yeah, he stumps me sometimes, you know. He's in his 20s now. Now he's just a little wise guy. But yeah, he was really thinking about it. And when he was pretty young, I don't know how old he was, maybe 12 or 13, he decided he was an atheist and was afraid to tell me. We were out of the cult by then, and I still believed, you know, I still do to a degree. I don't know. I just don't know what I believe anymore, but I believe in something maybe. I just I don't know. I don't know. I want to believe in things, but I can't pretend. And I told him, I said, I don't want you to believe in anything you don't want to believe in. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. You can't make yourself believe in something, you know? And I don't want you to pretend to me that you believe in something. I spent a lot of my whole life um pretending. In not only pretending but lying to myself, pretending to myself, you know. So, it's okay. It's okay not to believe. It's okay to believe. It's okay. Just, you know, it's okay if you're not okay. Right? That was a book that's been circulating. Yep. So far oh, Selena, so far the chat has been mostly chatty on the subject of smoke alarm batteries and Christianity. Alright. Those are 2 subjects I can get around. I can get around that. We can talk about fire prevention. Yeah, that's something that yeah, you know, we could do a stream on that. I mean, Chad does streams of waterfalls, actual streams, waterfalls, waterfall streams. We could do that. There's cooking channels. I think there's a gardening channel popping up. We can talk about. I would love that because I think it's important. You know, safety. Safety is important. And uh, National Safety Week is coming up, so we could do that. National Fire Safety Week. There's a week, and then there's a month, and there's all different things. Selena, my parents sorry. My parents both grew up in high control groups slash cults. I only actually realized that about a month ago, and I'm still picking apart how much seeped into my childhood. Yeah. I think that a lot of us can relate, you know, when I start hearing about different, you know, tactics and facets and things that narcissists use, cults and groups and MLMs and all kinds of, you know, unhealthy situations, relationships. It can be like a really aha moment. And I've had many of them even recently. You know, when Shiny Happy People came out, I hadn't really talked much about the IBLP because I didn't realize how like widespread it was, and I knew it was messed up because you know I always have this right next to me. I had rejected this even in it's upside down. I had rejected this even in the cult. This to train up a child, Michael and Debbie Pearl. We could do another stream on this. I haven't done a live on this. I would love to discuss it with you all. I don't want you to read it. I have like a 20-minute video on if you go on my home page on my YouTube and scroll down, it's like the second video I ever did. And it's just a short review of it, and it's awful. It's awful. And nowadays, they changed the cover to be, like, this cute little boy looking up at his parents holding hands, like, it no, it's dark, it's really bad, and it's got the blanket training and all that. But I knew that was wrong. I was so just in love with being a mother. I was just loved my kids so much, and I've said it a million times already. I did things I regret, and I've apologized many times. I take responsibility for it, but there were a lot of things that I got in trouble, with the cult because I refused I refused to abuse them, like that. It just was not okay with me. I didn't care. I could take a lot of abuse myself, but I couldn't put a beautiful little baby, a six-month-old baby on a blanket in the middle of a room, put their favorite toy just out of their reach and smack them when they reach for their favorite toy. Are you effing kidding me? Still makes me mad. Still makes me mad. It's just unbelievable how people can think that's okay. And that's what cults do. They like fog your thinking and mix it up and put things like word like the word reasonable in Scientology is a bad thing. Being reasonable is supposed to be good. You're like, oh, you can reason with you. You're considerate. Yeah, it's it's insane. Blanket training horrified me. Yeah, and it's a real thing, and it's not the only thing in that, the book. It's just and there's a whole course that I had to take. There's workbooks. It's just it literally makes my stomach turn when I think about it. It really, really does. And this isn't just one religion. This is widespread. They've sold hundreds of thousands of copies. In this whole publication, Michael and Debbie Pearl, they've sold millions of copies of all their other crap, right? And this isn't just Pentecostals, Baptists, Methodists. It's a lot of what they call, independent and non-denominational churches. There's millions of kids that have been abused because of this crap. And that's just one facet. We're not talking Scientology, Jehovah's Witnesses, all the other cults and you know false groups that claim that they're um, you know ethical, highly ethical religions. They're not. Hmm. Princess, not one bit a part of helping develop a child's brain physical bond of safety with nurturer. I know. It's just disgusting. And, you know, I could never watch even, I was out of the cult when the Duggar thing started. And I had this discussion with one of my younger sister, my adopted sister. She loved them. She watched them all the time. And I was like, there's something about it. I was like, there's something wrong. I said, look at the kids' faces. They're all have that blank, stare. They're all smiling. I could not differentiate between ginger, jelly. I don't know what they all were like the same. I mean, they were all the same, and they had that blank look. And Michelle's voice, yeah, don't get me started on that. Just, just awful. Amber, how can that be sold? It's abusive. I know, and I bought it. I burned my copy and all of the other stuff. I almost wish I kept some of it, but I needed to. I needed to at the time just get rid of it. But I got a hold of this with the because I got a hold of this was a used copy with the original because I want to be able to show you all this. The introduction of this book basically says that the reason why the cover is like this, with like the Amish with the mule and stuff, is like this is how you need to train your child, like a mule is trained. So yeah, so they start off comparing your children to um, lab rats, mules. It's just I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making it up. I'm sorry, guys. I get heated. I I'm very passionate. Okay, so I really feel things. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I am not everyone's cup of tea. I am not everyone's cup of tea. I'm probably not even a lot of people's cup of tea, but um when I blow kisses at you guys, and I'm just super happy and super, and I seem corny and super sing-songy and super annoying. That's me. It really is. But when I talk about this shit and I get really pissed and I think of abused children and I, you know, I wanna just hug Serge and give him a kiss and say, thank you." It's I feel that too. It's just, you know, yeah, I do. And yeah, guys, send me an email or whatever um if you have any questions or if you guys want to do a stream on that. If you want to check out the video, I think it's called The Monsters of Discipline. It's about 20-25 minutes. I just do kind of go through and read some excerpts. Of course, you got to be careful doing a book review, but it was mostly just a commentary on it. But you could you could read it, but I don't even wanna I mean, I think this was, I don't know, $7. I didn't even wanna spend the $7, but you know what? It was worth it to, um, to talk about it and, get the word out that so many children have been abused, you know? Yeah. I'm just thinking about Serge. Oh. Sorry, guys, I went on that, OBG Foster, I don't care about religion unless it hurt. Right. You can believe whatever you want. I think Leo was like, you want to pray to a pineapple? You want to pray? Yeah. You want to pray to a water bottle? I don't care. Just don't hurt people. And don't force it on children. Don't force it on children because it really, you know, messes them up. Messed me up, you know? Sorry, I'm gonna back up a little bit because yeah, that's right about the, I know I already put this one up, but, just so true, is, stunting the development of their brain and physical bond of safety. Yeah, it's just, oh, so screwed up. Just awful. Rock It Out with Kim High. Ruby, yeah, there's another one. Ruby Frank with 8 passengers as terrible parenting. Current Mormon situation, right? She's in jail awaiting trial. Yeah, yeah, oh, and You know, I mean, I don't wanna knock major religions, but the more I listen to ex-Mormons, you know, I like to check in, watch, some of, like, Mormon stories, and, like, Cults of Consciousness. Shalise was a Mormon. Yeah. Jill G. Hey, Jill. Thank you so much for the super chat, honey. This is my first super chat ever. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you have your numbers and monetization. Thank you. Hope you can find a way to sell Maryland creations through your merch store. Yeah, I might be able to. I gotta think of how I could produce enough between, the channel and other things I have going on. But yeah, I'm always crocheting away, trying to at least. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll work on that. I think there is a way you can do that through Fourth Wall. You just have to take care of the shipping, which I would I would do anyways. But thank you so much, Jill. It's very nice of you. Appreciate that. Like I said, I always get shocked. I'm like, what's that? I just like talking. I'm just so glad you guys are all here. But I really do appreciate any support. Not asking for it. I'm just glad you guys are here. But yeah, I mean, things do cost money. So I do appreciate that a lot, a lot. Ugh. I heard she withheld food from her kids as punishment. Yeah, there was the story, I can't remember their last names now, that family, that had ugh, they were, I think they might have been Pentecostals with, I think they were in Salt were they in Salt Lake City? It was a family that basically these kids were raised, like, in their house, had never left their house, had never they were homeschooled. They didn't know, like, the girl didn't know what medication was. She didn't know what normal things were, and they were living in this kinda upper class neighborhood. The parents were hoarders, and they had the children there. They were chaining them to the I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but, um, yeah, they were horrible, horrible, horrible abuse. I forgot the names of the girls, but they were on, I think it was 2020, and, the older girls, one of them had escaped, and she was just, like, running around with a cell phone that had been deactivated but could call 911, and the 911 call is so sad. I'll have to look that up. Somebody will remember. I'm sure somebody will remember what that was, but, yeah, it's not I just said that because, yeah, it's not uncommon to withhold foods. The kids, their they were their development was so stunted because of the malnourishment that they were, like, a 30-something-year-old looking like a 12-year-old. It was just insane. And the girl that escaped, I think maybe she was 17, she looked like a little girl. Just crazy. Not crazy, it's just abominable. It's just unbelievable. I'm sorry, guys. I get worked up. Yeah. That's why we're here, right? I mean, we wanna see, children and everyone stop being abused. It's not okay. Not okay in this day and age. Joni Cummings, it's okay. Yeah, I know you're not saying it's okay, but what I said is not okay. Thank you, sweetheart. You're a sweetie pie. I really appreciate you. Love me some Joni Cummings. Clearwater, Claire the Taylor, you're amazing. You're amazing, Claire. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. I don't know if I already put this up. I'm gonna put it up again. OBG Foster, I don't care about religion unless it hurts people and when it hurts kids. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It makes us all want to cry, Marilyn. Yeah, it does. It's tough. Yeah, I got like I get that lump in my throat when I know I'm gonna get sad about everything. I don't care. Daniel Sander. Hey, Daniel. I don't care much for organized religion. No, I'm pretty much good on that topic too. I don't we tried a church after we left the cult and I don't know. Just wasn't for us. A lot of hypocrisy, honestly. Rock it out, Kim D. Hi. Question: how many hours a day do you crochet? Um, lately I've been so distracted. Only probably a couple, maybe 2 or 3 the last few days, maybe 2. Some days I'll crochet for like 5 hours, but I try to just pick it up. It's so hard. Like you're a crocheter, right, Kim? So you probably know, like I've got a project going and sometimes I can only do like 15 minutes and then I got to run to something else. But at night I was being able to really like just, you know, settle in and just crochet. Sometimes I crochet like literally all night, like from, of course you got to go pee or whatever, but from like 8 o'clock to sometimes 1 in the morning. Yeah. And then sometimes I would get up in the morning before I had to do something and crochet, but since SPTV happened, I haven't really done it as much. Yeah, I gotta give it because it really does, relax me, center me. It's my thing that I, I like to do for me, but for other people too. I love to do it. So we're talking about, um, the wolf pack. Was that what it was called? Yeah, a lot of different we're talking about all these different cases. So, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours, um, and I gotta go do some things before Clearwater Chad and I are jumping on the stream with Sin, Sinica. She's Seneca, Cindy, Simply Good. I think her channel is at Simply Good. She's doing Food Talk Friday at 2 o'clock, so in 2 hours. And so if you can tune into that, it'll be really fun. We'll have we'll be on with her, Chad and I. And I just love her. She's so funny. She's so super cool. I said earlier, she's like a cool aunt. So Duncan Honan. Hi, back again. Was taking care of some chores. Vacay was very good. Saying hi to everybody. Yeah. Well, hon, oh no, you're leaving already? No, we're leaving. Yeah, we got to find something for lunch, honey. All right, everyone. Hope to see you over at Seneca's channel. I probably will be hopefully streaming from my channel too. If you guys can go check out her channel, it's at Sinful Good with a C. Oh, thank you. There we go. And if you click on that, you could also just click on her little at Sinful Good on her channel and subscribe. That would be wonderful. We want to get her as many subscribers, and it's so worth it. Her recipes are amazing. I made one last night. Well, we're gonna totally talk about it. Oh my god, it was just so good. It was the best meal I've had in a long time. So Duncan loved it. And of course, it involved meat and potatoes for him and lighting booze on fire. So I loved it. Loved it. So all right, everyone. All right. So good hanging out with you. I want to do more of these. Maybe I'll keep the time morning musings with Marilyn, and we have Sunday fun day. I feel like Rachel Ray. She always had this little, I, I love silly things that she would be like, delish. Yeah, I'm like that too. But all right, guys, love y'all, and we'll see you later. And hopefully, we'll see some of you at 2:00. All right, bye bye. See you later, guys.